Alright, so I've thought about making a video like this, uh, but I talked to a friend the other day, and she told me that her brother recently got into a relationship with this girl from his high school, and apparently they're going to try to do long distance because he's 18, he's graduating, he's going off to college, and I believe she's 17 and she's still in high school. And her and I were talking about it, and I said to her, I was like, your brother knows long distance is like a bad idea, right? And she started laughing and she was like, yeah, but he's not going to listen. She said, no, he doesn't understand that, but I do, and he won't listen to me. And I said, well, I mean, I'm a guy and I know how the male brain works. Like, I don't blame your brother for not wanting to break up or whatever, but I think it would be the best option. And she's like, yeah, well, and I said, yeah, I kind of do know. I know where he's coming from. He's not going to do it, but he really should. But that got me thinking because I wanted to make a video about why long distance as a college student is like a really bad idea. Sort of, okay. How do I start this? The reason why is because long distance just generally doesn't work. Like, even in general, like, let alone you both go. So, like, let's say you're both 18, right? You're both 18, you both graduate high school, you were high school sweethearts or whatever, and then you move on. High school is so radically different from the rest of the world and from the rest of your adulthood and pretty much the rest of your life that what happens in high school should stay in high school. Now, yeah, you can, like, you can do whatever the hell you want. You guys who are listening to me are adults or about to be adults, right? I don't know what the age demographic is of people who watch this. But I imagine that there's a decent amount of you who are, like, in high school still, doing whatever, or even in college, like, early years of college. But let's say that, so in his case is a little different because his girl is still in high school, which means that the dating pool for her is the other high school kids, right? But when you both turn 18, especially after once you graduate high school, often it's when you graduate high school, the dating option is now the entire world. So, you have to think about that. And then if we take this from the perspective of, like, she's going to college, well, college is full of parties, right? It's full of fun times. And I'm telling you, as a guy who went to college, I'm telling you right now, you will not get attraction from girls as an 18-year-old guy in college. I can 100% guarantee that because I went through it myself. And she's out here, she's 18, she's going to parties, right? And she's getting attention from 21, 22-year-old frat brothers, right? While she's over at their house because the frat bros have their own house. They throw parties. All kinds of people go to those parties. It's a ton of fun. She gets free alcohol because she's a girl, right? How can you, as an 18-year-old man, compete with that? And the simple answer is you can't. Like, that's the simple answer. And women are not bad people for wanting to go to parties, okay? And I'm saying this as a guy who was in a fraternity and who also kind of had parties. They're not bad people for this. I used to be 18. I was 18 once in college. I got zero attention from girls. And all of the girls that I knew at that point were going after guys who were older than you. Right? In their 20s, like 20, 21, 22, some of them. But like, again, like, these frat bros, they can go buy alcohol for a good time. You know, it's so much, it'll save you so much heartbreak if you just break up and separate. Unless you're going into the same city. This is the one caveat. If you and your high school sweetheart are both going to college in the same city, or even the same college, although I would be very cautious about going to the same college as a high school sweetheart, because that's happened before, and believe me when I say it's ugly. It gets ugly. If things don't work out. And again, remember, even if you are there, she's going to want to party, and you, as the guy, are not going to be allowed into those parties. Unless you have girls with you. And even then, you do have to pay to get into some of them as well. Pay like actual cash to get in. Like for me, even if I had girls, I'd have to pay $5-10 sometimes to get into a frat party. But that's like a whole different topic. Like that's not the focus. The focus is the reason why you should break up. And it's literally because high school is a box, and once you graduate, the box has been opened. And now both people, anyone who graduates and is 18, they can go date whoever in the entire world. And especially with the internet, like it's even worse. So the point is like, you know, you can do whatever you want. I cannot stop you. No person on the internet can stop you from doing whatever the heck you want. But I'm going to sit here and tell you, because I graduated college, I've seen shit. Okay. I've seen shit about how people have relationships from high school and they go into college and it doesn't work out for one way or another. Could be multiple reasons. Doesn't have to be always like partying and, you know, cheating and all that. Although that is very common. That's probably like the most common reason why couples break up. But, yeah. That's you just have to understand, like, please keep in mind, if you're choosing to do long distance with any sort of relationship, you're always like open to heartbreak and open to cheating and that sort of stuff. I don't know. I meant to make this video earlier, but I was hanging out with this girl and she was telling me about her brother. Which made me think that this is probably the right time to do this, because her and I were talking about long distance and all that. It's a nightmare. It's honestly a nightmare, and the other reason why it's a nightmare is because I value physical touch in a relationship, and I think that being long distance, you like, even if you both weren't cheating, like let's say both parties weren't cheating and you were very loyal to each other, how satisfied are you that you can't like cuddle, you can't like enjoy some of the best parts about being in a relationship, you know? But yeah, I just wanted to make this like kind of more of a quick video on like why you shouldn't do it, because like, I mean, you can find all kinds of videos on the internet about like why long distance is trash and all this, and it's like, it's real. Like, I'm saying this as a guy who's been to college. I was very social, I would say, in the last 2 years of my undergrad. I wasn't like the most social my freshman and sophomore year, but I really began to meet people like midway through sophomore year. And trust me, like, the stories that I would hear from these people, it's unreal. Like, you wouldn't even believe some of the stuff that's happened. And even just the people that I've met. Like, you go to college and you meet all these people. Like, why is the one person from high school have to be like the one? You know, you meet thousands. There's thousands of people on your college campus. Thousands, some even tens of thousands on your college campus. Like, just go meet and speak to them. You know, Who knows? Why does it have to be this one person from high school? Your high school is like what, 400 people? 500 people? You know, that's such a small pool. That is such a small pool of people. Once you graduate, you go to college, you get, or even in the big city, or you graduate, you don't go to college, but you move to the big city, which is what you should do, by the way. That's a whole different side note. Young people should live in the city, in the big city of your country or your state if you're in the United States. That's what you should be doing as a young person. There's a ton of dating options there. You know? Why does it have to be this one person from high school? I don't know, but I also will say I can't speak from personal experience because I didn't have a relationship going into college. The stuff that I know is based on the stories of others. Not only like high school friends that I know of, but also college friends that I know of who like went in with like their high school sweetheart. Like, oh man, I remember there was this girl freshman year that like, she hates me now, don't ask why. There's this girl freshman year that like I knew, and she was telling me about how like she was kind of just with like, she was with a guy. She lived in like a very small town, like really small town. So like one of those small town things where everyone knows each other. And this guy like just could not handle the fact that she was so far away, and it was like stressing her out. Like kept like texting her and shit. Kept like texting her and like trying to make plans to hang out. I mean, it's so much of a hassle to do all that. It's so much of a hassle, and like she just couldn't handle it anymore. And also the dude thought she was cheating on this other guy, which she actually wasn't. I come to find that out. I thought she was cheating on him with this guy, but she wasn't. And yeah, like they ended up separating because they would fight and argue and all this. And now she's in a relationship with a good friend of mine, and they're like getting way more serious. Like they're moving in together and all this, and they've been dating for years. But yeah, that's just like one example of a friend I knew freshman year of just why you shouldn't do long distance. But yeah, in short, there can be a lot of cheating. There's a lot of cheating on both ends, but more so on the girl's end because, let's be honest, the 18-year-old guy isn't getting anything. On a college campus, he's not getting anything. Unless he's lucky. But yeah, there's that. There's also just the actual distance, the lack of physical touch. How you two are just texting buddies and you're all of a sudden super busy all the time because your schedules are completely different. And then like the drive to go see you is annoying, and you have to make a whole like weekend plan about it. It's just so much of a hassle. And to those of you who are thinking of still doing long distance after watching this video, I salute you. I want the best for you. Again, you can make your own decisions on whatever, but just know that if anything bad happens, just know I told you so. On other news, I'm in my new apartment that I will probably be staying in for the next few years. Or definitely in the new city. I don't know about this apartment in particular, but that's why my setup looks a little different. I got this neat periodic table glass. Yeah. That's really all I have. I kind of just wanted to say this like weeks ago, and my life got a little hectic. So, moving back from my summer internship into my hometown, and then moving from my hometown into my new apartment for PhD school. Yeah. It's been a little hectic, but I'm here. And, yeah, that's all I have. I would love to hear if people have stories about long distance and all that, I would love to hear what you have to say. Because I'm a firm believer that it just doesn't work and that you shouldn't really try it. But yeah. Anyway, that's me signing off. I'll see you all in the next one.